What's up, everybody? This is the Ike's Inspirations podcast, and today I got a good friend, a colleague. We went to the same college together. We went to Northeastern University, and he's the owner of Best Five-Star Pharmacy. So, we shared a lot of experiences. We both did pharmacy school, and I'm excited to have Arthur on and just share his experience as a pharmacist and as a man and as an owner. So Arthur, can you do us the favor of introducing yourself and just giving a brief story of who you are and how you got to where you are today?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on. This has been I like what you're doing. You have a lot of different kind of guests on there, and I like that. Very interesting. So yeah, my name is Arthur Egbuchulam. I'm a pharmacist here in New York State, and the owner of I own Best Five-Star Pharmacy, but that is a subsidiary of a holding company called PDK Solutions Group, and what that stands for is Please Don't Kill Me Prematurely. That's my last name that's the Igbo last name, but
Oh, for real?
yeah. That's the holding company that owns this subsidiary of Best Five-Star Pharmacy.
Yeah.
And so I got into Best Five-Star Pharmacy is a retail compounding lab in the city. It's been around for decades. So the community, it's one of those kind of things that people have been going there for generations, right? And so I bought it about 8 months ago. Did it as an asset purchase, and what that means is that I pretty much bought the business itself, but not the real estate, nothing else, just the straight up cash flow and patient files. I bought that and brought it into my holding company. So
Hmm.
that's what's going on right now.
Okay. Cool, man. So, I know you're also Nigerian and I'm Nigerian as well. I'm just curious to hear how growing up in a Nigerian household, how has that like affected the man you are today and molded your character?
Honestly, yeah, I mean, look, it's like it's the usual stuff that you hear, right? I mean, my parents are very just traditional Nigerian. They stress school, they stress really school. They stress school really, really hard, and it's a certain mentality. It's really, you can count on it too, right? You just know, you meet somebody in Nigeria, you just know what's up. Like, you can just
Yeah.
count on it. And if somebody says to you, "Oh, I'm Nigerian, and I'm an astronaut. I went to Harvard," you're like, "All right, whatever. That's what you do. That's what we do." I don't know. It's just what it
Nah,
is.
it's
It's
cool.
just what
Yeah.
it is. And you know what's
Yeah.
funny about that? And like, what's funny about that? Yeah, we know that, right? But I feel like I didn't realize how like a lot of people know that. A lot of people, like, low key, they know that. They know it. And it was funny. I was out in the city someplace. I went to the diner, right? I was in the
Yeah.
diner with some, I wouldn't call them friends, but some people I knew. We're sitting down, right? Two of them are African, right?
Mhm.
And one of them, right, was telling me a story, right? And he was telling the story to everybody, but he was kind of focusing on me. It was about money. It was something about money, and he knew I was Nigerian, so I felt like he was trying to say things that he knows a Nigerian would catch on to. So I was like, all right, man, you trying to set me up? Like,
Trying to
he,
set you up.
he knew that. He's like, this is what a Nigerian likes, money. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to say things. I was like, all right, bro. I knew what he was doing too. I was like, all right, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so it's definitely had a huge impact, and I like the mentality. Honestly, I like the mentality, and I'm gonna pass it on to my kids. I love the
Yeah,
mentality.
man.
I like how it is. It's so raw. It's so boom. It's beautiful. It's like the human
Yeah.
spirit. Like, they push like that human spirit in you. Like, you can do it. Like, they don't ever think like, oh, you can't do something. It doesn't even cross their brain. They're trying to, So I like the way I like the mentalities. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. The reason why I asked you that question is because, like, you and I are both Nigerian, and I can see, like, I can tell by the way you act, the way you talk, the way you like treat people, like that Nigerian spirit is in you. You know what I'm saying? Like that go hustler, that hustle, and like you gotta get to the bag, and honestly, while just kind of keeping faith in God and everything in place. Looking back on where I've come and how far I've come, like I'm really grateful that I've kind of come from such a traditional African household, because I think it instilled a lot of discipline. So, and I see that in you, bro. So I know that's why I was curious to ask you. My next question, bro, that I have is like, I've seen you in college, bro. You've grinded and you had a lot of trials and tribulations. I even remember the Butch America, like your fashion thing, man, and like you're doing your thing, man, which I was a huge fan of. I was really happy when you were doing that. I'm just kind of curious, throughout all the experiences that you've had as a human being, what was the most difficult experience you had, and how did you overcome that?
Difficult experience. I mean, it's a bunch. It's a bunch. What do you want me to talk about? You want to talk about during that time in Boston?
Yeah, just anything, bro. Like, the most difficult or defining moment that you just feel like, or just a difficult experience in general.
I guess I'll keep it Boston. Then I'll
Okay.
keep about Boston. And I feel like it was funny. I was talking to my little brother, right? And he was telling
Yeah.
me, he was like, "Oh, Arthur, you're not as funny anymore." He told me you're not as funny anymore. Like I remember, like high school and up until like
Yeah.
about 23, you were a lot more, funny. You just have more fun. Like you're much more serious now. I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, like it's not something like I'm cognitively aware of, but I was reflecting like that's very true. And it's like life happens a little bit. You get more serious as a man.
Mm.
You get really get serious as a man, and I feel like every man, right? I'm not talking about I'm not doing the whole man and woman thing, but as a man, I
Yeah,
feel
for sure.
you gotta be a serious person. You gotta take certain things seriously, and life kind of forces you to kind of do that, right? And so I
Yeah.
guess I'm not gonna get into the details about the experience, but I'm gonna say this
Sure.
though, right? This is like the hard part is this, like how you see yourself and how reality, like how you see yourself, your self image of yourself, and then reality, right? When there's a disconnect, that hurts. Especially like when you're young, like, oh snap, I thought I was one way, but it's not that way. I'm completely wrong. I'm
Yeah.
completely wrong. So I guess just dealing with the fact that you can be completely wrong, even though, right? Yeah, you can be completely wrong, right? And it's
Yeah.
okay to be completely wrong as long as you can bounce back
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah. I thought macaroni tasted good.
Yeah.
You're talking about not being funny, bro. I don't know. I thought your IG post was hilarious. Yeah.
Oh snap! Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's funny. I was watching your IG post and I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna say something deep, and then he just says like the dumbest thing ever.
I really felt that way, man. I want to get that one off.
Yeah, no, but it's funny, bro. I can relate to your statement about how you feel like you used to be a funny person. I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot more serious too. But I feel like certain people can bring that lightheartedness out of me and start making me be like a bit more goofy. So man, the next question I want to ask you, man, is you talk about best 5-star pharmacy, and I'm super interested about that, man. Because you went to pharmacy school, I went to pharmacy school, and we both have experience working as a pharmacist, and now you've later transitioned into becoming an owner, which I think is awesome and fascinating. And I'm just curious, what has it been like working at 5-star pharmacy?
Oh man, it's eye opening, man. It's like there's a whole different world. People are living really differently.
Yeah.
Like that's when I realized I grew up middle class. Like I grew up like do this, do that, go to school, blah blah blah. And you think that's everything, and it's like there's a whole other world that they don't really show you. Like they don't. There's a whole other. There's a whole other. Going to even the idea of going to school and getting a degree is a very middle class thing to do, or upper
Yeah,
middle
for
class.
sure.
You're not really
For
getting paid.
sure.
You're really at the high level of society. They don't keep none of that. They don't keep.
Yeah.
They don't keep like at the high level of society.
No one cares. Yeah.
All they do is deals. They
Yeah.
just make moves. They don't
Yeah.
like like, and it's like there's more to life than just you work in it. There's a whole different world. Like there's completely
Yeah.
more. Like, and no, I'm not a major corporation, right? We're right here, right?
Yeah.
But to put like I don't work. Okay, I work, I
Yeah.
work, I work, I work. I gotta, do work, but it's really I'm just doing things to like I'm doing what I want, like or what I have to do, right? I'm making sure there's money in the bank, right? That's my job. My
Yeah.
job is to make sure there's money in the bank and anticipate things that are going to happen and keep money staying in the bank. That's the kind of moves I'm making. There's no like real guide to what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I think there's a problem happening right now. I gotta get ahead of it. Or, for example, there's a situation
Sure.
where 2 months into the business, I was about to run out of money. Like, how's that possible? And I got patients coming in. I'm making the money. I see the money coming in, but why is my bank account looking kind of thin? Like, it's thin.
Yeah.
And my accountant's not saying anything. My consultant's not saying anything. No one's saying anything. And it's like, I mean, I'm not an accountant. I don't know. I had a minor in business administration, but whatever. I don't really know the details of the numbers, but I can feel something ain't right here. And I had to make a move. I had to call some people and whatever, and take certain things, whatever. I had to make a move, and it ended up being the right move. And I'm sitting there, wait, if I didn't do that, we would have ran out of money on the second month of us being around. And it's like, oh, my account's like, oh yeah, this is why that's happened. He's telling me after the fact, but oh wait. So what I'm trying to say is that being like the owner, you have to really anticipate stuff. You have to really get it. Like right now, I'm working on a whole new project. I'm working on new a subsidiary of Best 5-Star Pharmacy called New York Meds Now. Now, New York Meds Now is a telehealth platform, just like Hims, just like Capsule. Right, I have doctors who you can go on the platform, see them on the platform, and they send the prescriptions to me. Right?
Awesome.
Okay, cool. It's an investment. It's not making any money now. Fine, but I know that 12 months from now, it's gonna come in handy.
Sure.
No one told me to do that. No, there's nobody I can read about that. I was like, no, I know I'm gonna need another revenue stream. I don't know why. I just get a feeling I'm gonna need it. It could be my accountant said some wise stuff to me. My accountant said to me, he's like, all right, Arthur. And my accountant has owned 16 pharmacies, sold it. He's an experienced guy. He told me, yo, Arthur, that's just like in business, there's gonna be things that are in your control and things that are not in your control. And when things are happening to you that are not in your control, how you handle them dictates what kind of are you a good businessman or not? Like, can you like bad things are gonna happen?
Sure.
Like, can you make it through that? That's like, okay, it's a good businessman. Oh, this is a bad one. That's the difference. Yeah. It's not when things are going good. I'm the businessman. When we first talk, I'm over there leaning back, chilling, like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
oh,
big dog.
This is not something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like constantly though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all good. Yeah.
Something bad's gonna happen, and you have to be able to handle those things, right?
Yeah, man. So no, dude, dude, you said a lot of stuff, and I love everything you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things you're talking about, you said you feel like once you became an owner, you felt like you don't work as much, and I just want to get it like a better clarified. Do you feel like when you say you're not working on much, do you feel like you mean like you're working on the business instead of working in the business? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like that's kind of more. So as a result, it feels like the work you're doing isn't as difficult or as strenuous.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's like the book, The E Myth Revisited.
Yeah, I've read that book. Yeah,
that's reality. I'm working on the business. I'm working on the business, and I mean, my job really is to find money, find talent, people to work with me, and that's it. That's my job, is to find money constantly. Find money, and hopefully, when it goes like this up. There's some downtimes, but at least if I'm making deals, I'm cool. As long as I keep doing that, you really can't. Now, like I'm not working like as a pharmacist every day, but I really can't relax in a way. It's kind of just it's like this is amorphous. It's like just kind of like the business is happening. You have to kind of keep looking at it. Every day you gotta look at it because honestly you might miss something.
Yeah,
I'm also blessed to have a really good team. Like,
man,
I'd be screwed if I wasn't have a good team. Like,
man, that's awesome, bro.
No, my team.
Yeah,
I'm also learning. Okay, another big thing. The delegation piece is so important. It's so important. Like my lead pharmacist has been a pharmacist for 32 years.
Awesome.
Like she is out. She's not gonna watch this. But I'm saying, she can get more money out of me. Honestly, she really could ask for more money. I would pay it. I'm paying her a great salary. Yeah, I would pay her more. She's that good. Like on a day-to-day level, she manages the day-to-day better than I do. Like when I come in on the weekends, sometimes I work on the weekends, right? If I work, I'm like, damn. Like she'll call me on Monday. Arthur, you messed this up. I'm like, okay. My bad. Like she's like, it's kind of like I work for her in a weird way,
Yeah,
she's that good. But
that's awesome.
Having good staff, and Like I made that mistake. Like I was, because you think certain things you want to save money on, right? Let's say
Yeah.
I don't want to hire a consultant to do XYZ job, and I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do it, but the mistakes that I'm making, it's number one, it's slower.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the experience of what can go wrong. Like I'm making mistakes that person wouldn't have made.
Yep.
Right. See, so I'm all big on this delegation thing now, right?
For sure, man.
The book
Yo,
I'm reading.
Yeah.
I'll say one real quick. My bad.
No, you good. No, you're good. You're good.
Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. That book is
Buy Back Your Time.
How to really build out your business and
bro. I love everything you're saying, and you don't understand. As of like this year, I have come to that realization myself. Like, and I'll tell you how I'm effectively using this. You're talking about having great team members, and for example, for this podcast, one of the reasons why I'm being able to be so consistent is I have a great team member on my team who helps me with all the back end of the podcast, whether that's posting on social media consistently or putting all the YouTube thumbnails or getting me unique guests. You know what I'm saying? And instead of me putting all that time, kind of having to spend 15-20 hours doing the research, finding people, she's able to get me a bunch of eclectic people that I would have never met because she's putting in that time. And once I started to learn the power of buying back your time, man, I'm now becoming obsessed with it, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, now I'm about to get my I'm in the process of trying to get my third property. And instead of me trying to find, because I feel like one of the hardest things about finding a real estate is actually finding a good deal. Like, I know when we can talk about that too. I'm sure it took you. I remember last time you said it took you 3 years to find your property. I mean, your pharmacy, right? So now instead of me actually looking for the deals, I'm just gonna hire someone to go and start doing a bunch of cold calls and emails for me. You know what I'm saying? And so I can buy back my time and save myself time. And I'm with you, bro. Once I started figuring this out, I'm kind of like getting obsessed with it. And whenever I'm trying to get something done or I have like a big goal in my mind, I'm like, all right, like who am I gonna
do it? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm with you, bro. I'm exactly like you, bro. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Like and like Dan Martell talks about it, and he's going crazy. Like he takes it to the extreme. Like honestly, I don't want to. He says even shopping. Like why are we like? I don't like looking for. Like I gotta get. I'm trying to get some new furniture in that part of my apartment.
Yeah.
And why am I doing that? Like why am I going on Pinterest trying to figure out what's fire? Why? It can get that deep. You can it really can get that deep, and that's the beauty of the technology of Fiverr, Upwork. You can find good labor out there. I'm curious. So where'd you find your the person you use?
I'll put the plug. It's called onlinejob.ph. And the thing I like about, because I've tried Upwork, and Upwork is all right, but the thing I like about this is that they hire people from the Philippines. And when you hire people from the Philippines, man, those people, they work really hard. They have that immigrant mentality. And my favorite thing about them, they're extremely grateful. Like, and like, I love what we're talking about, because I'm really big on leadership. I think you're big on leadership too. And it's just very interesting because I think me and you, we wouldn't do the tasks that we're hiring these people for. But these people that we're hiring, if you hire the right person and you have a great team, they're very grateful for your hiring. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, man, like, at least for me, like, the person I work with, she loves working with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's grateful for this opportunity. And like, you're also impacting someone else's life positively too. Like, you're getting time out of this, but you're also putting someone in a position to do something that they would want to do for, you know what I'm saying? Like your pharmacist, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what she's been doing, and you're kind of giving her the opportunity to continue doing what she likes to do,
It's a fact. Like, that's what she likes to do, right? Exactly. These people, it's a beautiful thing. Collaboration is a beautiful thing, man.
Bro. Yeah. And I think it's a weird thing, bro, because I feel like one of my biggest weaknesses that I'm currently working on is, I'm pretty introverted and sheltered, but I feel like over the years I've been a lot more intentional about trying to build a team and find people to help me with whatever goal I'm trying to do, but also have more conviction in it. So it feels like I'm including them in the process. And as a result, they feel like what they're doing has purpose. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess it kind of goes to the aspect of leadership. Like, how do you inspire your team to keep wanting to do what they do? How do you help them? How do you make them feel like they're not just being used, but they're also doing this for a greater purpose? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an interesting thing, but it seems like you're kind of in that part of your life where, like, you went from being an employee to a boss now, and you kind of know. I'm sure you and I, we both have shitty bosses, and I think we don't want to beat up to to whoever we're not hiring.
And I think I agree. I mean, I feel like that's also just that's what it is. I feel like I think that's like beautiful. I think that's a good thing about our generation, though.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like we're much more aware of that. Like, I think nowadays there's less. I think it takes more from a employer, a leader, a boss. I think you need to do more to get that buy-in. I think it's
Yeah.
I think there's a lot less company people now, like a lot less company men now. People just
Yeah.
like because we've seen things happen. We've seen people get fired. This like
Yeah.
that's why you see a lot of people like changing jobs and things like that,
Yeah.
because they're not bought in. I feel like our generation has done a good job of like that's very important. Like I think our generation can be good leaders, man, because it's very important. Just to, like, for example, I don't really micromanage nobody. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah.
if you make a mistake, I'm not even mad. Like, I don't understand like yelling at somebody. Oh, you messed up. Blah, 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 blah. Why would you do that? Like, for what? Like, okay, you messed up. All right, don't do it again. All right, like don't do it again. Or for example, like I got some people who come in late, right?
Yeah. And
I say, hey, look, we open at this time. I don't need you to be here. Like, I don't need to pay you to be late. I could be late. I don't need you to be here to be late. I can come late myself. I don't need you, right? But when they come late, I'm not like, you're fired. Oh, 3 strikes, you're out. Oh, boom, boom. I'm like, this is a good worker, smart. Yeah, the one issue, they come in late. Okay, I moved the time from 10 a.m. You're coming in at 11. Now you can get it. You come in at 11. If you're getting paid less. But if you want to get paid more, come on time, and I'll put you back at 10. But if you come in late, if you come in late, okay, cool. I'm not fine. I'm not mad. I like your work, but I'm moving your hours. I'm sorry. Come in on time, then please. I'm not mad though. Like, it's not 3 strikes. You work at Rite Aid. 3 strikes, you get written up.
Yup, Rite Aid, CVS. Yup, Rite Aid.
It's not that deep.
It's not like because you and I, we both worked at Rite Aid Pharmacy, and you want to know this thing that sucked about Rite Aid is you work 12 hours straight. You're just constantly grinding. And then my biggest gripe with Rite Aid was the corporate management of the things. I actually had no issues with my patients. I didn't mind talking to them. I mean, obviously you come across a bunch of assholes, but I hate how much gaslighting you got from the corporate management. You can work for 12 hours a day. You can be super severely understaffed, and they'll be like, well, why didn't you hit your prescription counter? Why didn't you hit your vaccine count? And I'm like, bro, I'm literally by myself. 2 people called out, and you get like gaslighted and not even know. At least start off with some appreciation for like, hey, I can understand that you're understaffed. I can understand that you've been working all day. Like, when there's not even none of that. You just get completely you know how it is, bro. You worked at Rite Aid yourself.
I also think we can apply this conversation to a lot of things. Like,
for sure.
That's that AI kind of leadership. Like, there's a lot of AI out here. Like, before the AI came out, a lot of people moving like they're in the AI.
Yep.
Like, I hate that. Like, oh, because of this is like, because of this number, I'm gonna do this. Like, no, like, honestly, I wish everyone the best, man. But I don't feel bad for people for that company. I really don't feel bad but not that company, that type of staffing. Like, let's be a person. Yeah. Like, be like.
Yes.
I gotta think about that. I don't know what that's about. I really don't know what that's about.
I think it's an a greed for money and an unconscious. Like, now that I feel like they've just been trained and programmed by that, so that like they don't even question their own behavior. And I think it's like this, man. Like, I'm just talking pharmacy because that's what you and I are, but I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Like, it's like, you're part of a company for a couple of years, and you worked with them for so long that you don't even know what it's like to be outside of that pharmacy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I stopped working at Rite Aid, bro, I didn't know how stressed I was until I got out of that environment. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people don't question what could be done once they're kind of constantly in this, uncomfortable in an environment. I personally believe.
Yeah, it becomes normal.
Yeah, it becomes normalized, man.
Normal.
So so my next question to you, man, is What sets your pharmacy apart from the others, and why should someone come to Best 5-star Pharmacy?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the pharmacy, the biggest thing with us is that number one, my staff is really good. We go above and beyond when you walk into the store. Like that's just
Hmm.
number two. We're open every single day. Most pharmacies in that neighborhood are not. Uh,
That's good.
yeah, we're open 7 days a week.
No, that's good.
Every
Yeah.
holiday, I don't care. Christmas be coming in, man. I'll put the Santa Claus hat on. I'm coming in. We're all going in. And the third piece is that we're bilingual, right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, my 90% of my customers are Spanish speaking.
Oh, lit.
Yeah, we put all of our labels on our put all our lettering on our products are all in Spanish, and so that's a big piece
Yeah.
for us. But yeah, if you're in Queens area, I mean, also we work with you. If you're in the Queens area, you should deal with us. We're gonna whatever you need. We work. Like, my thing is that we're always gonna try to sell you something. What I mean by that is that yeah, we're trying to give you a product, but we're also going to try to sell you, information. We'll be like, hey, okay, we can't help you with this, but let me Google this for you, or we're going to go above beyond just the prescription situation. We're going to try to make sure your experience with us is pleasurable, and I'm always trying to work something out. Like, we can figure some way to help every customer.
Yeah, man. You mentioned that 90% of your customer base is Spanish, which is extremely interesting, man. I'm not gonna. I'm always a fan of the Latino culture. What do you feel like working with that type of population? How has that affected your business, and just kind of your view on like culture in general? Working with such a different clientele, because I know you're probably a lot more used to working with Nigerians just I don't think that's your typical people you're interacting with, I would imagine.
Yeah, no, they don't see, man. They don't. I mean, New York is very diverse, right? So I've interacted with all kinds of cultures before, right? But this particular population, which is a lot of these are a lot of Guatemalans, Peruvians, Venezuelans, people like that. They really don't complain. Like, it's very interesting. They don't complain at all. Like, they'll wait.
Really?
Like, we have very short wait times, but like, let's say in the off chance, I'm just imagining, let's say if it's an hour away, they don't care. Okay, call me when it's done. Like, they don't really. It's very interesting. They're very humble. They're very humble about. It's very interesting. I've worked everywhere. I've worked in Manhattan, like the Upper East Side kind of people.
Oh yeah.
Request of you, they want you to go do this, do that for them.
Yep.
Uptown, where they might get a little crazy. I've worked everywhere, but this population is like, they don't care. Like, they're very, whatever you say is okay, no complaints at all whatsoever. Like, they don't. You don't have it in stock. Okay, when are you gonna have it in stock? That kind of thing.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
No, that's a blessing, man.
That's a blessing. It's a blessing. On the other side of it, right? I honestly don't think. I think 70% of my patients don't know I'm the owner. That's that kind of business it is. Like, it's like they don't even know I'm the owner.
Nor do they need to. Why would they need to know that?
Right? They don't need to. But I'm saying certain places they might say, "Oh, what happened to this guy?" They might say, not here. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. No, dude, that's awesome, man. The last retail setting I worked was at in Philadelphia, man, and I don't know, but I felt like because I was a black dude, man, the corporate put me in like some hood spots, bro. They put me in the hood spots, bro. And honestly, bro, I'm gonna be honest. It didn't bother me because I don't mind it. I kind of grew up in that environment, but man, I've came across some crazy pharmacy stories, bro. Like, one of the times, bro, is I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've been threatened by someone who said, "Yo, if you don't get me this script in time, bro, I was like, what? It was on the phone, bro. This guy, he's threatened to mark me, bro. I'm like, what, bro? I'm gonna mark you if you don't get me this, bro. If you don't get me this prescription. And I'm like,
it worked, right? You were like,
I'm not gonna lie.
You were like, oh shit!
I was spooked, bro.
He was like,
and you want to know what the?
Nah.
Bro, and you want to know what kind of made it scary was that this guy, some of these hood dudes, they don't got that high intellect.
Right.
I was trying to tell him, like, you know how you need a doctor to refill your prescription. I'm like, bro, you ran out of refills. You need to get this nigga's like, he wasn't hearing it. He's like, nah, nigga, just get me my eye drops, bro. I'm like, bro, you need a prescription, bro. He's like, bro, if you don't get this, I'm gonna come and murk you, bro. I'm like, bro. I was shook, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but I honestly, like, I think he was just capping. He never actually came, but I was calling the doctor's office, like, yo, what's good? I need this prescription. I need this prescription. Yeah. But I guess it goes back to your point that, like, just to have like humble customers who don't give you shit, man, like it's a blessing, man, because just like you've had a lot of weird customer. I got quite a few pharmacies. I think every pharmacist, especially if you work in the city, you probably come across some weird individuals.
That's part of the job, man.
It's part of the job. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, but I do want to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't want to market. I'm saying, but NY Meds now. Real quick.
No, talk about it.
We'll drop in. It's
sure.
On the phone. If you're in New York, we're only doing New York patients though. So on the phone, you log in. You don't log in. You go on the site. You can order. We're doing the compounded generic Ozempic, not the brand, but the generic version. Ozempic is like $1,000. A lot of pharmacies don't have it. NY Meds now, we have it. We're doing it for $375 a month for a month supply of Ozempic. It's $12 a day.
Okay.
Let's throw that in.
No, throw it in there, man. You gotta, that's not part of being a business owner. Like, I feel like if you're a pharmacist, that wouldn't even be in your head. But it kind of goes back to your point of now, like, you gotta just start thinking differently. And hey, maybe this is an opportunity to advertise. I get it, bro. I respect it, man. And it's just interesting how, as your identity shifts from being a pharmacist to an owner, like, a lot of your mentality changed. I was actually gonna ask you that question, but I feel like you've already answered it on his own. So, yo, bro, the next question is, bro, like, you talked about the work culture seems pretty like lit. The team is lit. Yo, can you hire me as a pharmacist, bro? What's up, bro?
Interesting. We can talk about that. You did that though?
Huh? No, I was just joking, man. But like, honestly, if I am in New York, I generally will want to come visit your pharmacy to see what it's like. I would definitely come visit, man. But in terms of me working retail, it's not even no snap to you. I just like working remotely, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
That's just me,
Yo, you get those cushy remote jobs.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's an interesting experience, bro. It's an interesting experience, bro. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is, you purchased this pharmacy, and I would like to kind of dive a little bit deeper into the acquisition process of what it was like purchasing that. Can you kind of talk more about that? Like, how did you find this deal? How long did it take you to buy the farm? And, just talk about the acquisition of it,
Yeah. You talked about delegating, finding real estate, right? To somebody, right? And I've been approached to do that I'm trying to find more opportunities. I'm working on an opportunity right now. Right? I'm trying to find more opportunities, right?
Sure.
But the thing is, man, the searching for deals for me, is I like to do it myself personally. I like to cold call. I like to do 20 calls with the 20 calls a day, not to the actual owner. If I speak to the assistant or the technician,
bullshit.
Me. I don't count that. I want 20 owners per day, right? That's how I like to do things. And in the beginning, that's how I like to do things. Now, I actually ended up finding this deal, the first deal, on Facebook, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm part of a group on Facebook, New York Pharmacist. So the guy was just complaining about his business back in the pandemic. I'm like, all right, sounds like a candidate. Hit him on Facebook. He didn't get back to me till 2 years later. Yeah, and so I got it off market, and so I like to do it myself. The searching for the business myself, because then you get into the nuances. Because I had somebody do it for me, right? Send me deals, right? But it wasn't specific enough. I don't know. I guess with business, there's a lot of moving parts. I like to do it myself.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe in the future, maybe my next couple ones, but right now I can do it myself. right? So that's the acquisition process. So
Yeah.
that's the sourcing process,
Sure.
right? I like things off market. No,
Yeah.
I use a little bit of biz buy sell, but really Google pharmacies in New York, call every single one of
Yeah.
them, or whatever, plumbing companies in New York. Google has a bunch of them. Hi, can I speak to an owner? What's this for? Oh, this is for a joint venture or a mutual opportunity. I want to whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's how I like to source
Yeah.
the deal side of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, man. No, dude. I mean, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I think I don't know. It sounds like ever since I talked to you, one of the things that gets you like really excited is like you get really excited about selling and like business. I don't know. I seem like that sounds like something that excites you. And I don't think there's anything wrong in you wanting to do the cold calling yourself if that's something that you find super interesting. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
I think that's the whole part of delegation. You do what you like, and then you outsource what you don't like. Do you like talking to people and negotiating and that back and forth? That's cool with you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the whole part of it. I think that's what that allows you to create the lifestyle you want. You know. So the next thing I wanted to ask, you talk about how you were able to source the deal. Do you mind talking about a little bit more about the finances of the deal
Yeah.
and like how much it cost and like the
Yeah.
interest rate and all that? I'm just kind of curious because
Yeah.
it's just interesting because I'm doing real estate as and I'm looking for residential deals. As I get older and I hopefully I have a lot more when I have more capital, I want to start probably owning more commercial real estate. So I'm kind of curious how you started it off and did it yourself.
Yeah.
And like in terms of the finances, for sure.
For sure. No, first things first, I never use any of my own money.
Okay.
Never. I'm never gonna do it. I don't care. I'm doing all the work. I'm taking all the debt, personal guarantees. Nah. I'm
Okay.
not using my own money. So it was other people's money, right? And so with this one, the first deal was about $1 million, a little under $1 million, but the whole total project was about $1 million, right? To do it, the beautiful thing is there's a program called the SBA 7A program.
Okay.
They have it also for real estate, but it's called something else, but it's still SBA. Okay. And what they do is that with an SBA deal, the government backs the bank 75%. So let's say you have $1 million deal,
sure,
750,000 of it is going to come from the government.
Okay.
So the bank's like, oh, okay, we only got to put up 250. That lowers their risk. Okay, that lowers their risk. So you can get these deals done a little bit easier because you can get SBA deals done a little bit easier. The only thing with the SBA is that you have a $5 million maximum, so you can only do $5 million worth of deals with the SBA.
Okay.
So once you pass $5 million, they no longer will. You can't do it anymore. You have to go the traditional route. So that's number one. The government backs the deal 75%. So the bank,
and that's not just uniquely for New York. That's for like
no matter what state you're in. The US, cool. In US of A, you can only do $5 million worth of SBA deals.
Okay.
Right. So it's kind of like it's like junior varsity. It's the junior varsity of doing deals. Really, it's the JV of it. Yeah. Right. So there's that part. That's that part. Now, I've been trying to do this for 3 years. I've had 3 deals fall through. During the pandemic, the criteria was even easier. So you didn't even need good credit. You needed like a 640.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't know where everybody's at, but you need a 640 credit score. And typically, when you're doing SBA deals, right, I can only speak on the SBA part. With SBA deals, you need 3 forms of collateral. You need the business itself, your personal guarantee, meaning that if things go wrong, they come after you, they get the money out of your blood. That's number 2. Mm-hmm. And the third piece, you either need a cosigner or something else to come in. I had the personal guarantee. I don't mind personal guarantee. I don't care. What assets do I have? I don't own a house. Take my bike. Like what the fuck? So that was easy. The business itself, with the SBA, the business makes money. So the business has to be making money. It has to be making at least 1.5 times the debt. So let's say you do $1 million loan on a 10-year term, $100,000 a year. Let's say $100,000 a year debt payment, right? My business, your business has to at least be making $150,000 a year of profit, right? So so that's that piece. And the third piece, you need collateral. I asked for people to co-sign me. They wouldn't do it, right? Smartly, rightfully so. Why would you co-sign $1 million to somebody who's I'm not going to do that, right? Sure. So what it is though, I had
You don't gotta be specific, but yeah.
Yeah, I had a consulting company where I was doing, you know, how you do per diem as a pharmacist.
Yeah.
And, you know, here. I put that through a brand new company, and that was considered income. So you know, right. So the third piece, I had another business technically, which is me, but that I put up as collateral. So then I had all three pieces.
Smart.
So that solved the collateral piece. Funny thing is, though, during the pandemic, you didn't even need that. All you need is personal guarantee in the business. You were good. No cosign, nothing. Anyway, but so that's that piece, right? And in terms of financing it now, so the government does 75% of it. Bank gets the other piece. Bank still wants down payment. Bank still wants either 5 to 10% down payment. If you go to Chase, the big banks, they want 25%. So you don't go to those kind of banks. You go to small Live Oak Bank, First Savings, but you go to smaller banks who take on a client something like this, right? Yeah. Or they're called SBA banks.
Sure.
You still got to put up 5 to 10%. So let's say it's $1 million deal. 5 to 10% is what? $50,000 to $100,000, right?
Yeah.
Where's that going to come from? You could go to the seller, say, hey, seller, you hold a note. So the seller can hold 5% of it on your behalf. And he's going to do it because, all right, I'll give you a $50,000 note or a loan. A note, you know, I'll give you that. I'm going to get freaking $1 million. I'm going to get $950. Who gives a fuck? They don't, you know?
Yeah.
I don't mean to curse, but you know.
No, it's fine.
Right. So that piece. So hopefully you get the seller to hold down the 5%, and the bank takes that and says, okay. Sometimes they don't take that 5%. They want 10%. So you get 5% from the seller. Other 50,000 you got to borrow.
Yeah.
I asked everybody. See, I'm privileged. I'm put it out there right now. I'm privileged. All my friends went to college.
Yeah.
I got friends with teachers, COs, managers, and this and that. And it's funny. I was trying to find 50,000 at first. Right? I was trying to ask around for it. And I talked to this guy. His name is Bakari Ali, Morehouse grad. He's been buying businesses for over 10 years. He used to do sessions at the Jay-Z's 4040 Lounge in New York City. Young dude, he's probably 35, a couple million stacked up. He told me, I called him, I asked him for the money first. He said to me, he's like, Arthur, just ask 5 people for 10,000 or ask 10 people for 5,000. And you got $50,000, right? Like, if you really think about it, right? You don't like people have $5,000 lying around. They have it. They have it. If your uncle works for this government for 20 years, he has 10 bands for you. He has it. Yeah. He has it. So I asked friends and family. I got all my friends, you know. Yeah. I use a little bit of my money here and there because I had to for different things.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right. For different things, but I really wasn't trying to. I went in not trying to use any of my money. I don't care. I'm doing all the work.
No, I respect it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm privileged. I got good people around me. I can get 50,000.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
You know, so I got that 50,000. And then other 5 is from the seller.
Okay.
He gave me that. And then the rest is the bank. And that's how I did it.
Smart, man. Wow, man. Thank you for explaining that financing because, you know, you said the property was, you know, sometimes once you start to talk about huge deals like that, it sounds like impossible to do. But the way you broke it down, you know, it's pretty feasible. You pretty much had to find a way to accrue 50,000, but you were able to accrue it from a bunch of other people who are willing to give you money. Is essentially what you were saying,
right? And it wasn't. And if the deal is good, like I would do this now. There was one guy originally. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but he had done the same thing I was doing. He's from California, and he's living in Puerto Rico. He did the same thing I was doing, and I got in contact with him through Reddit. Like a Reddit, you know, acquisition group, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Also, another piece I'm gonna drop in there. I know. Let me know if I'm talking too fast.
But no.
Facebook groups and Reddit groups for people who do what we do, right? Like your real estate. It's people who do the same thing you're doing. You know.
Yeah.
That's a group you really want to cater to because they understand the value. They know what it is. It doesn't sound risky to them. It doesn't sound crazy to them. They'll give you bands. And the reason why I'm saying is that before, like I told you, I did this. It took me 3 tries. Each time I had to get money, right? The first 2 times, I found a guy from Singapore and a guy from Puerto Rico who both were willing to put up the whole down payment for me.
Wow!
In exchange for
equity, I would imagine
20%. You know what I mean? They wanted some peace, but who cares?
That's dope. You don't.
One guy was gonna put $40,000 in one shot. It was no biggie because he's doing the same thing that I was doing.
Yeah.
Right. So he knew what it was. He knew. Okay. All right. And like I'm at a point like honestly, in a year from now, I'll be willing to do the same. Okay,
Sure.
find me a good deal. Find me a good deal. I'll put up 40,000.
Sure.
Give me,
Yeah.
give me 85%
Sure.
of the business. I'm joking. Now give me a piece
And I'll put it up.
easily.
Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense from the owner's perspective because they get some equity without really having to put much time into it. You know what I'm saying? But that comes to that's if anything, just making sure that you're making the right investment, man. So yeah, I'm super curious, man. Like I got two questions that came out of that. What was because I love everything you're saying. You talk about, not using your own money, but using other people's money, which I think is a unique way to creatively finance your way into doing bigger and more ambitious goals. I'm just super curious. What is your relationship with debt like? From like a mental perspective, because I feel like a lot of people, you seem like you're a lot more willing to take risks. I feel like a lot of people will be like, what the hell? Like, I gotta borrow from this person, borrow from that, and what if stuff goes wrong? And you said you did it 3 times. So like, you seem like you have a different view and perspective of that compared to, I would say, the average common folk. What's your relationship with that?
Look, I don't want to give bad advice, man. Like I think personal. Oh, I'll put a disclaimer. Personal debt is no bueno. I'm gonna put it like that. Like I don't think the credit card thing is that. It was definitely an obstacle for me, right? I had to clear because the bank looks at your credit. It looks at where they look at every single transaction, like where everything's coming from, and I had to clear something. I had to find ways to clear out some credit cards. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it looks a bad look. So personal credit. I don't see. I think personal credit is for what, to go on a trip. That's whack. That's. But I think debt to acquire assets, I'm a fan of it. I mean, there's over 40 financial tools, right?
Yeah.
I happen to like. That's how I learned acquisitions, right? Leverage. Mm-hmm. This is considered a LBO, a leverage buyout, right? It's like a small leverage buyout. That's what the private equity guys do, right? But when it comes to buying assets, debt to buy assets, that's how I was taught. See, I'm doing what I was taught. I was taught this, right? And that's the way I use it. And I don't see the issue if you get a good price.
Yeah.
If you get a good price, you're able to get into some big stuff,
Yeah.
You're able to get into some big things. And so I think debt is good to buy assets as long as you're paying a good price.
Yeah.
And if you're paying a good price, man, then
no, it's interesting, man.
Honestly, it's a no-brainer. Like does nobody understand? I just committed bank robbery. It's really a no-brainer. It truly, it's funny. No one's like, I'm happy. That's why I'm happy to speak to you about this. But like, it's been 8 months, right? Not one person said, "Yo, Arthur, how'd you do that? Like, how'd you do that? Like, what? How'd you do that?" Like, no one ever asked me that question. It's like,
bro,
anybody can do it. Wait, I only needed to raise 40,000. All I needed was 40 fucking thousand.
Yeah,
bro. If I told you that you only use fucking $40,000 and you can become because here's what's funny now, right? Now that I did this deal, I'm working on some other stuff.
Okay, awesome.
The bank doesn't even ask me for a down payment no more. It's over. No down payment anymore. 100%.
Really? Because you already did it. Because you have a collateral now, right?
I don't like cross collateralizing, but you can't help it. If your personal guarantee, everything's on the line. So right, they don't. Yeah, it's over. It's called they call it an expansion. You're expanding because if you buy if you're in the same, if you're trying to buy more things in the same industry, it's an expansion deal. No collateral. 100% fine.
Wow. I didn't know that. Is that an SBA thing? Really? Oh, that's good to know.
That's the SBA. Yeah, SBA expansion.
Oh.
They don't talk about it. I guess I don't know if you can Google. I don't know if I can. I don't know if you can Google it or not.
That's one thing I really like. That's why I really enjoy talking to you, man, because I learned so much. And bro, I did everything you're teaching me is like this is all completely new to me. Like, but this is great. You know what I'm saying? This is great knowledge, and it's like. I mean, honestly, bro, if you really want to do it, like which sounds like what you want to do, you're gonna find the information and the way to do it, bro. And what you're telling me about reminds me of some people who are like, yo, Ike, how did you buy your first home and this and all that? And just like how you found this SBA thing, bro, like people keep coming up with capital as an excuse. And I do understand it's hard to make capital, but there are literally down payment assistance programs that will literally give you money for your first time home buyer. And like, you know what I'm saying? And if you really want it, you will find it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of like with you, how you find these like these programs that you can uniquely benefit you, you know?
Yeah, it's out there, man. And what's crazy is that these, like, if I didn't buy this business, right, it would have closed down. Like, there's so many,
Oh wow.
but like, for example, like, a lot of most of the wealth in the US is in the boomer generation, right? The older
Yeah.
generation. And the kids probably didn't want to own their tea shop, or they want to own their pizzeria, whatever the hell
Yeah.
the parents did. So there's gonna be a lot of just opportunities around. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like it's really a no-brainer. But if it's see, what I also realized, right? The reason no one's asked me about how I'm doing this, no one's asked you about how you did what you're doing, because
Yeah.
people don't really want to get rich. It's cool. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people don't really want to get paid like that. It's fun, and that's totally cool. Because, like, honestly, yeah, you just want to have your worker situation and be like, people don't want to get rich like that. And
Yeah.
that's totally cool.
And
Like,
that's cool, man.
honestly, I think I should be promoted more. Like I'm so happy now.
I
think we're-
agree.
yeah, I think we're in a different era now. I think the whole, Gary V hustle thing is kind of dying down. I'm so happy. Enough of that BS. Because honestly, even that Andrew Tate stuff about high value guy, and you have money and the girls are gonna want you. Also BS. I don't know how do you use money, like bro, it's not that, like, money. If you like getting money and making money and doing deals, that's what you enjoy doing. Just do that. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's okay.
Bro, I look, and one of the things that I like that we're talking about is, because a lot of people can get into this obsession with wanting money, but I feel like a lot of these people don't understand the time and the cost that it takes to actually get that money.
Right.
It's that famous Biggie Small quote: more money, more problems, bro.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're doing more deals, you're dealing with more people, you're dealing with more customers, and as a result, you're dealing with more issues. Like, and I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I hope, like, I have no problem with people wanting to be rich. I want to be rich, I want to get wealthy, but I have a problem with people who want to be wealthy and I don't understand the cost that it takes. Not only are you dealing with more people, but you also have to spend a lot of time, you know what I'm saying, trying to get there, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like when people have unrealistic expectations, that really makes it difficult, There's this quote fault, bro. There's this quote I wanted to say real quick that it's actually from you, that you love, that I know. It said, "A man with an empty stomach has one problem, but a man with a full stomach has 100 problems." You know what I'm saying? I got that from your IG,
Right.
Yeah. It reminds us, about being rich, and even if you have a lot of money, you probably have a lot of issues that you gotta deal with as a result of that. Whereas if you don't have as much, it's just balance, Yeah.
It's balance, man. Yeah, and I feel like also I'm not here to give advice to nobody, man. But, like, do what you want to do. But, like, the whole get money thing is really just some stuff we would program. Some people, it's not really. You have to do what you like to do. I realize I don't try to make money so I can get some girls or get.
Yes.
I just what I do. I don't know. I enjoy it, man. I enjoy doing. It's what I do for fun. It's for fun. It's not work.
Yes.
I'm like, all right, man. Oh, let's try let's do some stuff. Let's try to make some money. That's just, it's a hobby. Really.
No.
It's a hobby.
And that's what I like about you, bro. Like, you're very intentional about why you're doing what you're doing, which I appreciate. Sometimes I've spoken to real estate investors and just capitalists, and I ask them, like, why you're doing this, and there's like such surface level answers. It's just like, yo, we're just getting more money. Like, I'm like, but why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for example, bro, this podcast, am I making money from it? No. But do I enjoy this? But like, am I making money from this podcast? No, but I truly love what I'm doing, bro. I get to talk to cool people like you every day. I get to have interesting conversations, gain more wisdom, become better at communicating. Like, that's why I'm doing this, because it's making me a better man, and I'm having an opportunity to inspire people. If I make money from this, or if this gets 1,000 views, cool, man. Like, that's a side product of just doing what I love to do, But I truly enjoy, like, these conversations,
Yeah, no, and that's what I feel. That's why we connect, right?
Yeah.
You this is, you do what you enjoy doing. But you've always done that, though. Outside of, like, work, like, you work on things that you enjoy doing. It's always coming from a genuine place. You're never on some, like, oh, I'm trying, like, even the way you handled, like, the way I knew that is that the way you handled music for inspiration, how you
appreciate it, bro.
Right? And like, it was like, I mean, from outside looking in, it was very seamless for you to switch from music inspiration to Ike inspiration. Some people were like, because you had a lot of followers, man. Hard to get that.
Yeah.
And you took it real well. Like you
Yeah.
did it for a genuine reason. So okay, yo, we're gonna switch it up to this. You know, like I remember you told me. I think the way they were, it was Instagram messed up your account or something like that, right?
Yeah, Instagram hacked my account, bro. They took it down, and then it kind of demotivated me from wanting to do it because I was
Mhm.
trying to get it back. And back then, like Instagram will ban you for the stupidest reasons. If you saw that music for inspiration, it was like the most positive. Like I don't know how positive you can get, and I
Right.
somehow got banned. So that demotivated me. And then also, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of got tired of just posting about a bunch of rappers and other people. Like I kind of wanted to focus a little bit more about me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
I wanted to just do something different, bro. And yeah, man, as you always know, bro. I like doing different projects and taking on different things and seeing what I like to do and what I don't like. You know, and just like you, bro, like. Real estate is like fun for me, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know this is kind of weird, but all of a sudden, bro, like I just decided to get a third property. It is kind of privileged, but I'm like, yo, I'm kind of bored, bro. I just let me just do this. Like I kind of
Right.
just want to like I don't like it just kind of came out of boredom, but like I just want to do more. You know what I'm saying? So I want to find creative ways to fill my time, but I do want to note that I feel like I do think you and I are privileged in a way that we we're privileged enough to be in that position. I do think that some people they're not afforded the ability to just do what they really want to do, whether for whatever the reason is. So I personally feel like because I remember I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast and this really hit me. And he was like, bro, honestly, man, like if you really just want like a happy, fulfilling life, you just gotta get to a place where like money, you don't gotta think about like money is just there. Like, the last thing, like you know what I'm saying? Like you do whatever you want regardless of money. Like, and I remember hearing him talk about that. He's like, once you're like completely freed from like having to think about money, that really allows you to like just make pure decisions. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of you know what I'm saying. That's what I when he said that, it really hit me, and I'm like, yeah, man, I kind of want to be in a position like that where like I'm just doing something because I'm really passionate about it, not because oh man, I'm gonna get a million views or this is gonna get whatever, like but rather because it's an
Mm.
opportunity to serve people. That's my personal philosophy.
Okay. Okay. I wasn't with you at first, right? Because I feel
Yeah.
like he said, yo, Joe Rogan said you have to get to a point where money's not really a thing. I don't like that. I don't like
Okay.
that. I don't like that
Okay.
because that's like, nah, I don't like that because you just said to yourself that
Yeah.
you right now, you're like doing things that you want to do, but you were doing that. uh,
Even when I was making it,
Yeah,
yeah. That's a
like
fact.
you're right.
That's a fact.
You work your job. You gotta work your job. Then when you have your free time, if we all have some level
Yeah,
of free time, not everybody. I don't know everybody's life, but if you have any level of free time, you do what you want to do. I
that's
mean,
true.
I
Yeah,
only gotta wait until you have money is not an
that is
issue. I don't
true.
like that. That's a lot of money to
Yeah.
where money's not an issue. Like,
Nah.
it's a lot. That's a lot of money to wait to where
Yeah.
money's not an issue. Even for a
Yeah.
million, money's still an issue. Like, yeah, you need like 20 mil to where money's not an issue. Even then, it might still be an issue if you get sued by the wrong person. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't really like that. I don't like it.
No,
But
no, no. Honestly, bro, that's a fact, bro. Like, I think if you're not doing what you want to do, you always have that opportunity and the time. I feel like you're just making excuses for whatever the reason is.
right. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Look, I don't want to talk to everyone has their
Yeah,
situation.
their own
Yeah.
situation. But yeah. So yo, bro, the next thing I also wanted to talk to you about is you own Best Five Pharmacy. What is your ultimate goal with Best Five Star Pharmacy?
Okay. Yeah. So it's really the question is the holding company called PDKMP Solutions Group is really the ultimate goal because I want that group to be, I call it a solutions group because I really want what I want to be doing. I'm not going to give you the whole vision, Mal, here. I don't want to put it out,
Okay,
but
no,
like
no,
I
no, no,
want
no, no.
that to transcend pharmacy. I just happen to be a pharmacist, guy, whatever. Right? I'm
Yeah.
a pharmacist. I'm using pharmacy to build out the framework,
Mhm.
the infrastructure of what I want to be, how I want to be moving. I really could care less about pharmacy. No, like not saying there's anything wrong with pharmacy, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if I was about if we went to janitorial school and we're janitors right now, I don't own a janitor company. Like it just so
Yeah.
happened to be what I was using. Like
It's pharmacy. Yeah.
honestly, there's no job I could have had. It would have been the perfect job for me.
Yeah.
Like everything's a means to an end. Like there was one summer at the pharmacy school, right? I was working. I was trying to get my license. It took me a while.
Sure.
So I was working as a bus boy at a restaurant because bus boys, I like the tip. I like the cash. I like the tips. Getting cash, getting $200-$300 a day. I like that, right? So
Yeah.
I was working that, and I'm carrying fish out the back, and I'm in Long Island. I'm carrying fish out the back, and my family's telling me, Arthur, you're a pharmacy graduate. Why are you working at a restaurant?
Yeah.
You should be, something more distinguished, But in my head, I don't really care. Like it's like, and it's all means to an end. Like whatever I've liked every job I've ever had. I like every single job. Like I chose to work here because I want to make money to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
What am I mad about? I chose to work at this place so I can get this amount of money and go here. Like if I didn't like it, like the job don't matter. Like who cares? And pharmacy is the same thing. It's just I'm a pharmacist. Okay, I'm gonna give money in the pharmacy world. Use it as a backdrop because it's an easier story to sell. Right? If I was trying to buy a record, a recording agency. The bank would have been like, "Oh, you're a pharmacist trying to buy a recording studio? What do you know about music? What's your background?" So, okay, fine. I'll do pharmacies because it's an easy story. It always gives you a point because you're in your industry, so it's an easy sell. Yep. I know it's easy.
Yeah.
So that's the pharmacy. What I'm trying to say is I'm talking very fast. I'm trying to work on that. But what I'm trying to say is that pharmacy is just the infrastructure. I want to get to a point where I'm working on different things. I'm working on whatever I want to. Like, I want to see my job title is going to be a guy who does deals. I just do deals. Whatever I feel like doing, somebody's, there's a militia trying to, anyway. I want to get involved in anything I want to get involved in. I want to get involved in all kinds of stuff, man.
It's politics, funny, man.
All kinds of stuff.
It's funny, man. I agree with you. When I was in pharmacy school, I have this weird relationship with pharmacy where even though it's not the most fulfilling thing in for me, I'm beginning to have a higher gratitude for it because of what it allows me to do on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? And I think as I've gotten older, my relationship with how I view pharmacy has changed. I'm actually a lot more grateful for it because even though it may not be something I'm passionate about, it allows me to do stuff that I'm passionate about, like podcasting or going about buying deals like you. And so I'm having a better perspective towards it. And it seems like that's what you already have. Like, it's just a means to an end.
It's a job, man.
It
helps you have the life that you want to live. That's what it is.
Well, 5 years from now, like, where does Arthur envision himself? Like, no, just doing deals.
I've never had every year. Like my years are never. There's always something. Like next year, I know I'm gonna be on a completely different thing. Like I already know next year is gonna be completely different. I've never had a back-to-back similar year ever. Like I don't never had.
You're just always doing something different.
Yeah, I'm always on something different. Yeah. Even if it's the same thing. Like we're talking about. Let's say I like going to clubs or something. I like to go dancing. Or I like to go at a restaurant. I like eating food at restaurants. The next year, I'm still gonna be into dancing. I'm still gonna be into eating at restaurants. I'm gonna be on something completely different. I'm gonna be into the same things, but doing something completely different. So I can't even say. I know next year's gonna be. All I know is next year's gonna be wow. I'm gonna be on some other type of timing. Like I'm gonna be like, yo, what? I'm gonna look back like,
this guy's living. He's living.
Yeah, I'm on something completely different. Seriously.
Yeah. I see that, bro. It's kind of hard to answer that question, man, because your life is so unpredictable. You went from pharmacy school to bus boy to work as a pharmacist to owning. Then I see you boxing, and you seem like you do all different types of stuff, man. You had your own YouTube channel at a point. Like I like that. Yeah. I hear them.
See, if I knew about delegation, then I probably could have that YouTube channel could have been going because but. Like I would even do Butch America differently now. I was drawing all my stuff and design. Nah, I would never do that today. I'll never do that today.
Yeah, the power of delegation.
Hell yeah.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I've been a lot more reminiscent of that And I for me, I think millionaires have success have people who are really wealthy and just millionaires have mastered. I don't want to say mastered, but I'm just really good with how they value their time. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be a lot more intentional with how I value my time. So, yeah, man. So, man, my other question I got for you is like, knowing what you know now about yourself, what would you tell your younger? What advice would you give for your younger self, and how would he respond to that advice?
Advice in terms of what?
Anything, financial, health, physical, spiritual, religion, any type of advice.
Yeah, the only advice I would give my younger self, it would be, I think the most important thing would be whatever you're trying to do or get involved in, find expert leadership, find expert mentorship. Like find somebody who's done it before. That's why
Mm,
my general rule of thumb, I don't take advice from people under the age of 50. Really, that's general. Some people who are younger have real game about certain things.
yeah,
I can give somebody some game on business buying, right? A little bit, a little smidge. But
yeah,
I wouldn't. If somebody said, "Yo, I want to learn, acquisitions," I can give you some names, right? But
yeah,
like I'll tell my younger self, if you're trying to, I'll tell my younger self, don't do anything yourself. Like, if you really want to learn to get into something, find an expert in it and talk to that person. Save you time.
sure.
Save you time. Like, enough is, but we grew up in the era of, Google, Yahoo Answers, Reddit.
Yeah,
You get a question, you just ask the general population. No.
bro. And you want to know the cool? I love everything you're saying, bro. And like, it's I mean, what you're saying, everything you're saying, I'm a byproduct of it as a result of the podcast. Like the type of people I've been able to get in contact to simply by sending an email or DM, or bro, it's crazy. And some of these people I get on my show, I'm like, why? I'm still confused why they came on, but you never know who will say yes. You never know who will say yes to your show. You never know who will say yes to giving you $40,000. Like you never know, bro. But the answers that we have to just eclectic and different amount of people is crazy, man.
Mm,
Right?
mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Fact,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, man, yeah, man. So, it was great talking to you, bro. I'm just curious, man. Like, if people want to learn more about your business, or just reach out to you, how can people reach out to you?
Yeah.
And
I
yeah.
have my Instagram. It's Arthur, ARTHUR, the Mamba, MAMBA, Arthur the
Okay.
Mamba. It might be private when you Google me,
Okay.
right? Yeah, just
Okay.
follow me. I'll
No problem.
accept it and probably follow back. But I want to put in one more word. I want to say one more
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, no, no, bro. Yeah, say anything you want.
Say
Yeah.
one more thing. Two more things. Number one,
Yeah.
get expert advice for everything that you're trying to do. Like
Okay.
find the person who, if you want to get into, like for example, I'm taking swim classes, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and I could swim, but I can't tread water, right? I want to learn from them. I'm trying to find the best swim instructor in New York who can teach me. My goal is to tread water for 1 hour, be able to
Hmm.
stand, be in the body of water for 1 hour. So I'm trying to find somebody who can teach me that. I'm gonna try to find the best person. Whatever it is you're trying to do, try to find the expert or the best person you can get your hands on
For
for advice.
sure.
Save you time. You can cut through the BS. Don't
Yeah.
don't Google and YouTube stuff. Oh, I'm trying to do this.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm over that. I'm over
Yeah.
that. I'm not Googling nothing. And don't go on Reddit and ask the general population about things. That's crazy. Ask
Yeah.
the people who've done it before
Yeah.
things. And the second piece, I think, is an important piece for somebody who's young, trying to figure things out. Like money is good. And you should make it, but like, don't think money's going to solve your problems. It's really not, right? Jordan Belfort has a good point. Right,
Okay.
I took his course, sales, straight line persuasion. I'm not
Yeah.
saying he's a good person to follow, but he obviously knows something about sales. So I took the course. He says everybody has problems. When you're rich, you have problems too. The only difference is that you show up to your problems in style. It's the only difference, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You wear a nicer suit. That's all it really is. But I'm trying to say is the money's not gonna solve your problems. Like don't like people. I hate this thing on YouTube. They're talking about like focus on your purpose and
Yeah.
high value this and that. Shut up, man. Money is not like just like you're not gonna. Money's not God. Like relax. It's not.
Yeah.
Please look in the mirror
Yeah.
and talk to yourself. Money's not God. It's not.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some people like getting money because it's what they do. They enjoy doing it, but you may not
Yeah.
really enjoy getting money. It's cool. I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so happy. The Gary V hustle thing is dying. I'm so happy. Like I love that. It's enough.
Yeah. It's
Like, be
enough,
you.
man.
You don't really want to be Mark Zuckerberg. You don't really want to be a billionaire. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be a billionaire. I'm not even sure yet. I mean,
Nah,
I
nah,
probably
no.
will be.
Honestly,
Maybe.
yeah, nah. I
But like,
just want
come
to
on.
have enough money to like. I think ideally, because I've thought about this, if I can somehow like make like ideally like 10 to 20K a month passively, like I'm
Dog.
chilling. Like I like
Insane.
that's it. Like other than that, like and that I don't think that's crazy to ask for. Like I'm
Huh.
sure there's a lot of business owners who do that. Other than that, after that, I'm cool. Like that, that's like my ideal financial. Like make maybe around 10 to 15K passively, and then I'm
Right.
just doing other shit. Like what I'm saying. But that, I
Right.
don't think there's anything crazy to ask for, bro. Like
Like it's okay. Some people also there's some for sure you can definitely get that. But I'm saying
Yeah,
like I'm just talking about if the public watching. Like you might be okay. Like you might like just having think about it. There's also a thing where you can have a job that's pretty chill. The
yeah,
boss doesn't piss you off really. You chill job, good coworkers,
yeah.
right? You finish work, you go play some basketball.
You're
Right?
chilling.
Yeah, that's a good life, bro. Don't let social media trick you out your trick you. Don't let
Yeah.
everything fool you, man. You know what I mean? Like you might move
No,
to
but
state. Yeah.
no, man, no, I love what you're saying. I remember I was talking to my barber, and my barber, he's been a barber for like 10 years, and I was just kind of curious. I'm like, hey man, have you ever thought of owning a business? And he's like, nah, man, like I don't like the stress of that, bro. I
Right.
like where I'm at, bro. Get to talk to clients, meet people like you, and just cut hair. And I had tremendous respect for that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you don't want to expand or try to. He's like, nah, man. Like, I don't like the cost that comes with that. I like my life for how it is. I was like, man, that's dope, man. And it made me like him
Damn.
even more because I feel like he knows himself. He knows what he wants, and he just sticks with it. You know?
Yeah, that's game. But I'm not saying not to challenge yourself for sure, but you challenge yourself the way you figure out what your interests are. So figure out what your own
Sure.
personal interests are. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't let social media
Yeah.
tell you. Like I'm telling you, what I said, I think a lot of things, a lot of. I'm not excluding myself either, right? I'm a human being too, right? I get exposed to certain things, but a lot of people are AI. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people have AI opinions. Like nothing's original. Like like AI. Like it's like I'm talking to a robot. Like I'm telling you, there's some
No,
AI,
I
AI
believe you.
conversation.
Yeah.
It's a lot of AI conversation. And it's like a
No.
lot of AI things happening, and social media is really a piece of that. Because think about it, it's so easy to consume stuff here. Is being like, how do you know? Like, yo, I'm telling you, man.
No, I'm not even, bro. I mean, like, there's a lot of business content creators who hire other people to create the content, or like they will do like or write the content, and so you think it's coming from them, and they're not even, what I'm saying, the authenticity isn't as there. You know what I'm saying? For them, it's just, it's just part of my business.
Right,
But for you might, someone consuming it might really be like, oh my gosh, this is Grant Cardone or whatever. But
right.
he, what I'm saying, he just kind of hired a team, and then, what I'm saying, I know exactly what you're talking about. So a lot of the stuff seems like it starts to lose a lot of value,
But
at surface level.
you're correct about that. But I'm saying that that's seeping into people's personal lives. I'm talking about people,
Yeah,
their personal opinions are something you saw on social media. Like I know where you got that from. I know what
yeah,
video you were watching. You sound
yeah,
like Andrew Tate or wherever it is you watch. Like I know what you're saying, and it's not what
yeah,
you may not really believe that, man.
yeah.
But I think it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal because I was talking to somebody, a professor from the new school, Manhattan. He's talking about how his kids, right? He told me that the pandemic really spoiled a lot of kids because
Mm,
you're on Zoom. Teachers not really, you don't have to really be present. You can put your camera off. Kids are on their phones consuming content. And when you're a young person, you're easily impressionable. Like I
sure.
think of myself, I've been into, you know me, I've been into different
Yeah,
content
yeah, yeah. A
or
lot of different
YouTubers,
things.
right? And they can really inject their thoughts into your brain.
Yeah,
And if you're a kid who doesn't really know himself yet, you're just consuming content. You're just being programmed with this random stuff, and it's
yeah.
really wild. We're in
No,
a,
I'm with
it's
you, bro.
really wild. And you talk to people, it's
I'm
like, oh, I
Yeah,
know where you got that from.
yeah. I'm with you, man. And honestly, everything you're saying is why I absolutely love talking to you, because every time we speak, bro, I feel like you and I, we have extremely original conversations. Like, they're not conversations that are just like you can get it from like Andrew Tate or like some social media source. Like, every time I talk to you, it's like I don't know what I'm gonna hear next, you know, and I love
Mm,
that. I really do. I feel like I
mm.
learn a lot, bro, and I feel like we need a lot more originality, you know. That's kind of one of the reasons why I love my podcast. It gives me a chance to just create something original, bro. I'm tired of all the
Facts.
trends, all the everyone just trying to clickbait you
Get a
into, you know
viral
what I'm
moment.
saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just it's annoying, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But and I like, that's why I like the advice you gave about, you know, talk to the top experts, because once you start to Google or YouTube, a lot of people are gonna give you broad advice that isn't nuanced enough for you to help your specific
Situation.
situation. And that's what it happens, because once it gets nuanced, it doesn't get the views, you know what I'm saying? But once it's very broad, it can get the views. But the problem is because the solution is so broad, it can't help you or personalize the situation well enough. So I get the whole, like, I'm tired of reading, like, going on social media. I get it, bro, like, I get it. But it makes a lot of sense to talk to the experts, because
They've
they've
lived
been
it.
through it. They've been through it, you know. Yeah. So
You can't fake the funk.
yeah,
You can't
you
fake the
can't.
funk. They've lived it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's facts, man. That's facts.
yeah.
There's one more thing I want to say.
No, yeah, bro. Yeah,
You
bro.
got a
Yeah,
broadcast, man. I mean, you got a big following. You got. I mean,
yeah, no, bro.
it's real good.
Bro, honestly, man, you know.
There's one thing I want to say though. Oh
Was
my
it? Yeah,
gosh!
I hate when that happens, when you have like a really good thought and it just comes out. It just
I think
stops.
I think it's something important to say. Something like valuable to say. You know,
Yeah.
be helpful. You know what I mean?
What about, like, in regards to business, deal,
I'm
or
thinking about something like this on a
personal,
personal. Like it was like so we're talking about the people have AI opinions, no original thoughts.
original creativity, or originality, individuality?
Okay, I'm getting there. Okay. Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. See, yeah, that's why I like what you're doing, because you're doing what you're doing. You're doing things from a genuine place.
Yes.
So it's, yeah, the following and things like that is good. It's good. It's a byproduct of it,
Yeah.
right? But at the end of the day, you keep it. End of the day, you do it from a genuine place, and you're making also good contacts with people, low key. Like
Yeah.
you mean you know some people. You mean because like
Yo, you
if they
know.
turn up if they turn off Instagram, you can make phone calls. You can still get things popping in real life.
Yep.
You can throw an
Yep.
event. We all pull up. Anyway, I get that. So what I'm trying to say is that doing things for clicks and views and things like that is whack. I'm gonna tell you why it's whack. Because honestly, who cares about being famous? I think famous is almost done. Like Loki, being famous is kind of whack. Like it's not whack. It's kind of like it's kind of played out. Social media
Yeah.
was cool. Like social media got popping. You know, Instagram got popping like 2014, 15, 16, 17. Those are the hot, Instagram influencer era that was really popping. But now, some people, I follow some people who have like 30,000 followers for years, right? And it's kind of like, they getting, life happens. They're getting married.
Yeah.
Kind of like, like in real life, what is this really like? Who cares? Like, I don't know,
You know
man.
what?
I
Yeah.
say,
No, bro. Like,
who cares?
a lot of social media, bro, is like you're creating this ego or sense of image that you have to be this way. But as soon as you go outside, bro, not everyone is like, yo, look at this guy, or like no one cares, bro. Like, no one even notices you.
So
You know?
I was talking to somebody, right? And they
Yeah.
were like, oh, Kai Cenat's gonna be at this thing. I'm just like, maybe I'm getting older. I was like, yo, so you know what I'm saying? Like, so you know what I'm saying? I ran into somebody. I'm in the city. I'm just, you meet celebrities here and there. I ran into this artist he's an R&B artist, and I saw him. I was like, hey, I love your music, right?
Mm.
And I dapped. He's like, thanks, man. And then there was a pause. It was like, oh yeah, like you really don't matter to me like that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just famous.
Yeah.
I dapped you up. That's cool. But like, okay. All right, man. See you later. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to say famous is cool, but it's not. I think influence is even more important. Not talking about social media influence. I'm talking about actual influence. Like, do I mess with you really? And if they turn up this camera and Instagram got deleted, can we still make a move? Like, what kind of moves can you make? What kind of phone calls could you really make? Right? Who do you really know? Actually, who do you really know in real life? And
Yes. Yes, and those actual genuine relationships, one of my favorite quotes that I often say on this podcast is the essence of life is in relationships. And as I get older, man, I'm becoming so much more intentional about the relationships I have, the people that I talk to, how I talk to them, what they want, what they don't want. You know what I'm saying? And I think this podcast that I'm doing, one of the proudest things I'm doing for myself is I'm getting a lot better with fostering relationships. And like I think people watching this podcast can see that from themselves, but honestly it's also started to trickle outside of my podcast, and the way I speak to people is different. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a lot more confident. I'm a lot more curious. I'm a lot more excited to initiate stuff. I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like when I was younger, I was never the guy who invited people to stuff, but I feel like ever since I started doing this podcast, I've been inviting people to the podcast, but now I'm also inviting like my friends to like, yo, let's come to dinner or come to my place, or yo, I'm doing a DJ
Yeah,
event, come. Like,
yeah,
it's an interesting
yeah.
transformation for myself, that I think, because the reality is, bro, a lot of people want to connect, but I feel like a lot of people don't know how to start that connection. And once I recognize like that you have that connection, I'm more willing to be that person who's gonna throw that invitation. I don't know. I ever since I started this podcast, I take a lot more initiative, which I'm proud of myself for, and taking initiative feels a lot more easier for me. Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, man.
Big deal.
It's a
Like
big deal.
you now that's real leveling up right there.
Yeah.
Leveling up, man. Yeah, that's real
Yeah.
leveling up, right? I want to work on that. I'm not gonna lie. Like you said, damn, I want to work
Yeah,
on that.
bro. I mean, honestly,
Yo,
man.
you're really building. Like you're really building.
Yeah.
You
And
really,
that's and
you getting money,
I
but you're really getting money. Like you're really building.
yeah, bro. And that's honestly the one of the things that I try to, I like everything you said about social media, bro, because I'm not trying to, I'm no longer judging myself based on the external metrics of what it
Right.
is. I'm judging myself on the type of man I'm becoming. And every day I feel like when I do this podcast or I show up for myself in some other activity, I am becoming a better man, as a result of showing up. And that's what I'm taking pride in. Not because like, oh, I got 5 properties, or man, like I got whatever. I don't care. Like all that, I can't. Like there's only so much control you can have in that. But in regards to like what I'm doing and how I'm showing up for myself consistently, I'm taking more pride in that. You know what I'm saying? I really am, bro. And I think more people should do that in whatever activity it is, man. That's why I like what you're doing with pharmacy, bro. I think and owning pharmacy, bro. I see you just showing up every day and creating. Because, bro, honestly, I don't know. I know I'm not. I know money is important, but forget. Like, look at the man that you become as a result of doing this, man. You're now leading a team, bro. Like you're making more calls. You feel a lot more persuasive. You've learned the ability to sell. Like, I feel like that's more important than like. Not to say that I just feel like the money is a byproduct of all of that, but
Yeah.
all the stuff that you're becoming as a result, even like how your mindset towards life is changing. Like, yo, I'm about to start delegating. I think, to me, I value that more than like. But I'm not. But obviously, all that growth gets you more money. But
Yeah.
it's a weird thing. I like to have successful people on my podcast, but a lot of them think that I'm interested in their external stuff, like, oh, you have 100 properties, or
Right.
whatever, like you got 1 million views on your. I'm more interested in the mentality it took you to get there, or the type of character you've developed as a result of it, if that makes sense, but that's just me. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like the game for me. That you're trying to get
Yeah.
like the stuff that can really grow somebody, or something that anybody can find useful. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're talking about like, you inviting people to things like that. Like that's real. That's
Yeah,
good, man.
it's a new thing. Honestly, it's a new thing, bro. And it wasn't intentional, but I've noticed that once I started this podcast, it just became a natural thing. And I'm still working on it, but
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot better. I'll be honest,
That's like a personal. That's like a personal. That's nice. Like that's real nice. I gotta go soon, but I want to say
Oh,
one thing. I
no,
want to
it's
say.
good. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna say one thing is that
yeah.
on that point though, I was out with a friend of mine invited me out. So he's an invite. You talking about you don't invite people to things?
Yeah.
I'm the same way, really. But this guy, I'm blessed to know him. He be inviting me to stuff, right?
Yeah.
So he invited me to this birthday party thing, right? One of his friends, I don't even know the dude. Whatever, we went there, and the dude at the birthday party, like there's a bunch of people there, right? It's like a bunch of girls, guys, and there's one guy at the birthday party, right? It was his birthday party, and the girls were telling me stories about him, how they don't even really know each other outside of the internet. That guy, the birthday man, right? He created a group chat of his random people.
Yeah.
They've been talking in this group chat for like 10 years. They've only met once, which is the previous year. It's a bunch of strangers. They have conversations every single day. They know everything about each other, and they met for the first time the year prior. And I'm looking at this dude. You're a freaking evil genius. Like you just created a crew of strangers. No one's trying to beat. No one's trying to smash this girl. Smash that guy. It's all just talking about whatever, some kind of topic. They talk every single day like they're best friends. He orchestrated tribe. Like I was like, this is real boss love. I'm like, yo, man, that's some. He's rich in some other way that I'm not. I knew that. Whoa,
and that's exactly what I'm talking about in terms of finding success outside of money, bro. What you just said, bro, it reminded, even just the ability to create community is a success, man. For example, me talking about inviting people, so I moved to Atlanta. Atlanta is a new city to me. I found this church group, and I've been going to church on a consistent basis. In this church group, I created a gaming group where every Friday we meet and we just connect, bro. And we play video games and we talk about God and we did that for 8 weeks, bro. And for me, bro, like in order to create that community, bro, like that meant a lot for me, man. Like I didn't make any money. Honestly, I lost money because I was paying for the venue, but I made some incredible friends. And again, the person that I become, now I proved to myself that I can do this. So now I'm confident to throw DJ events. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more confident that I can do it more. And it's an interesting thing, bro. It's an interesting thing, man. And it's like kind of like what you said, bro. So one of my favorite things about creating that gaming community is I invited 2 people, right? And these 2 people didn't really know each other that well, but it was a guy and a girl. I invited them. They went to this group, they met each other, and now they're both dating. And this is all because of an idea I had. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, this is cool, man. Like, I like creating community. And I want to do that more, man. But simple stuff like that, bro, is like, man, like it was all because I had an idea in my head. I put it into fruition. And now, now these 2 people
it manifested itself. Like, it's in the world.
Yeah, man. And it's a beautiful thing. And honestly, bro, I'm gonna be honest. It's not a natural. It's not. It's kind of become a slowly developing thing as I started initiating things. But this is not just something that just came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But I would say this podcast and a lot of other life experiences has developed that skill for myself. Yeah, man.
That's honestly, I think it's good. It's right on time, man. This is right on time because I've that's been in my back of my brain that like on a social personal level I'm kind of weakened.
It's okay, man. Yeah, man.
I know why I'm weakening. I know.
Bro, it's not bro. I'm telling you, that guy that you said, bro, I think he's part of like the 2-3%. Most people, bro, like one of the things I've noticed, bro, because I talk to really dope people, and I feel like oftentimes I want to create a relationship with them, but what's stopping me from creating that relationship is I don't have a next action point. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have like anything, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I created the DJ event or even this podcast, because now I'm giving people an ability to be like, yo, I'm about to throw this event, you can come here, or yo, I have this podcast, let's have intellectual introspective conversations. Like I'm creating more stuff from me to invite people and give them a reason to actually connect. You know what I'm saying? And I think the more you can do that simply for yourself, maybe you can do that with your pharmacy. I don't know how many people are interested in connecting, but you get the point. You know what I'm saying? I think it's powerful.
Point, man. I get the point. And also, like, I gotta go soon, but I'm gonna say this though. I feel like there is a definitely some net, because like if someone say, "Yo, Arthur, let's go to this club and talk to women." Yeah, let's go do it. Boop. That's
Yeah,
easy. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? but when it comes to this, is apprehension is that number one, there's no I don't know what to do next, right? There's no like there's no one.
yes.
Is there a book on this stuff? There's no one like I wasn't
No
you
one's
know
telling
what
you. Yeah.
to do about this
No
situation,
one.
right?
Yeah.
Right. And also number two is like I also started thinking about damn, like how is this relationship gonna end? I ain't gonna lie, that's on my mind. I ain't gonna
Really?
lie.
That's interesting.
Now I see that now we doing
No,
therapy.
no,
I'm
you're
not.
being
I'm not.
honest, bro. I ain't hating, bro.
I'm
You're
not.
being honest.
That's
Yeah.
real. I be thinking
You're
about.
being honest.
I be
Yeah.
thinking about that. I be thinking about that. Anyway, but I be
Yeah.
thinking about that, right? That's a whole different conversation, right? But you really, it don't have to because I guarantee there's somebody else who's looking at this the nightlife situation, right? That
Yeah.
I'm comfortable in, like the same way, you know. They're probably thinking
Yeah.
like, ooh, you know, rejected, or blah blah blah. I'm not thinking about none of that, you know. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's everything.
It's interesting.
Everything can be a skill like that, you know. So I
Yeah.
like how you said that you created the DJ thing because I got an idea too. Now I'm thinking in my head. Now it'll be. I have a vision because you first you have the vision
Yeah.
for it, and yeah, I like that, man. I like
It's
that.
dope, man. And I feel like once you start having more activities for yourself, you can
It's
simply just
simple,
invite other,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And once you share that activity with other people, it becomes a lot more of a powerful experience, and also it puts you in a position to lead, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't really like being a follower. You know, I like being a leader, and I noticed that when I was leading that gaming community, I saw like a different aspect of myself, and I was so much more engaged. Even with this podcast, like I created this podcast, invited you, and you see this level of engagement that I have. I kind of want to have that with everything I'm doing. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's harder for me to have that engagement when I'm a follower, but when I'm leading it or I'm creating it, it's like okay, now I'm engaged. I don't know. It's a weird thing, but that's just me, though. You know?
Yeah, you gotta be you.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Yeah, man. So, yo, bro, I appreciate you for being on this podcast, bro. As always, our conversations are always unique, fun, and you know, and just and awesome, man. I'm glad to have you as a friend, and I'll stay in touch, bro. If I'm ever in New York, I'm definitely gonna come to your
For
pharmacy.
sure, man. For sure. I've never been to Atlanta, man. It's on my list, man. I hear mixed
Bro,
things about it. You know, what I mean, I heard it's wild. So that's one reason why I was like, I heard it was wild. I'm not really.
I mean, honestly, like every city, bro, like they have their wild parts, but you can also choose the type of people you hang. You know, you know me, bro. I ain't really like that, but
Yeah,
like,
right. True.
but yeah, But if you're ever in Atlanta, bro, hit me up, bro. I'll gladly, you know, we
Of
can gladly
course,
chop it up for
of
sure.
course, man.
Nah,
No,
man.
hey, thank you for having me. This was beautiful.
Yeah,
You know, I hope you found that your person finds the right clips, mix it, you know, whatever, makes it, you know, make it nice.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Nah, and thank you for coming on, my guy.
Mhm.